God said I could do this, So presumption is you're presuming God has said something. And so this guy in his faith is a bit like what we call the bull in the china shop. Are you familiar with that terminology? A china shop. China is all that really delicate, because originally the Chinese created it, and then we got it in Western countries, cups and pots and everything. So you get a bull in a china shop, they have no sensitivity. They're just full of, testosterone and boldness and courage. Ah! So he was that sort of missionary. He called that faith. Let's go where the angels fear to tread. You never go where angels fear to tread. Do you know why? Angels only go where the Father has sent them. They only go where there's an assignment of the Father. And to go where angels fear to tread, it means when you go where God has not sent you, don't expect God to have His protection over you. It's like God says, I didn't send you there. My angels don't even dare go there. You move out of angelic covering. Like when you're going down the highway and you're doing 130 kilometers an hour. The angels let go when you hit 110 is the max on the highway. When you hit 110, the angels let go. It's like you're on your own, buddy. Just a bit of an extreme example, but anyway. So this guy had that sort of, his idea of faith was, let's just go in and, he didn't know the difference between boldness and zeal and faith. Some people are so zealous they lack wisdom. Some people are so wise they're just intimidated all the time by everything, because it's not wisdom, it's intimidation. It depends on your personality. Some people are trying to be wise and careful and they're just fearful. Other people are bold but they're stupid. Anyway, I said to him, sounds like a great idea, I'm really interested. He hears Glenn's coming with me. So he goes and he buys my aeroplane ticket. I get to meet him, he's got my aeroplane ticket there. And I'm going, Fred, I wanted to talk to you about this trip, and I wanted to pray together with you about it. And he said, Glenn, you need to have faith. You don't have enough faith. Why have you got so much fear in your life? I said, it's got nothing to do with fear. It's got to do with me hearing the voice of the Father. And the more he spoke to me, and he was just coming at me like, and I just started to get a resistance in the spirit. It's like, and I started saying to him, I don't have a peace about this trip. He said, I've already brought your ticket. I said, I didn't ask you to. And I said, the more you talk about this trip, the more lack of peace I've got. I've got a sense that something's not right. And we were talking for like an hour and a half to 2 hours. He was arguing with me and everything, saying I had no faith and I'm intimidated by the enemy. In the end, I prophesied over him. I said, this is so strong, I prophesy over you right now, Fred. You take this trip and I declare, I prophesy disaster. God is saying, don't go, and you're not listening to the word of the Lord. I had to actually pay for my airfare. I couldn't get the money back. I had to pay for an airfare. I could give him the money, and I didn't take the trip. And I prophesied, if you go on this trip, I prophesy over you disaster. It's coming. Because I'm not cursing him. Some people say I cursed him. No. You speak from the heart of God to someone, that's prophecy. You tell someone, hey, God loves you, you're blessed, you can keep on doing what you're doing. And if God never said that, that's a curse. We've got to define words properly. And what happened was, he was trying to get another Tibetan brother who was, originally, it's an amazing story, but before the 1950s when missionaries were in Tibet, this guy's mum and dad became pastors in Tibet. They actually died in prison, Tibetans, died in prison. And they named their son Andrew. And I met Andrew, and when I met him, he's an older man, he's with the Lord now. But when I met him, he was like in his 60s. He reads the Chinese and the Tibetan Bible for like 2 hours Chinese, 2 hours Tibetan every day. He's just a man of God, worked for the Chinese government in the education system. But Fred was trying to get Andrew to join him on this trip. So the interesting thing is Andrew ended up getting sick with gout. His whole leg puffed up, and he was so sick with gout he couldn't get out of bed, and he had to call back to Fred saying, Fred, I'm sorry, I can't join you for this trip. So Fred had to cancel that trip And then a month later, Fred got another Tibetan believer to join him, and he went on the trip, and they got caught by the police. When they were caught by the police, they were interrogated in the police office in China, and because the Tibetan guy is not a foreign national with a foreign passport, they basically told him, we can kill you and throw you in the river and nobody will say anything. They beat up on and really hurt this Tibetan brother. Whereas the Western guy, Fred, he was suffering for Jesus, like he was already planning, as he's being interrogated, he's already planning his next newsletter. I was suffering for Jesus, the police caught me, but I survived, and he did that. After they finally got released, the Tibetan brother, Sonam, his faith was destroyed, and he's never walked strong with the Lord ever again. And Fred went home and wrote newsletters glorifying himself as a great missionary with great faith and suffering for Jesus, like the book of Acts. I met Andrew, the other guy. I happened to travel after this into Andrew's city, and Andrew says to me, Glenn, do you know Fred? I said, yes, I know Fred. I don't know why Fred really wanted me to go on that trip into the Tibetan areas of Yunnan. But I was praying about it. I was going to go. I said yes. And then suddenly I got sick with gout. My whole leg puffed up. It was terrible. I couldn't get out of bed for over a week and I had to cancel the trip. And he said, but the funny thing was, when I got the gout, I thought that this is God. I'm just going to mess with people's theology, because there's some people say God will never make you sick. He said, the whole time I felt, this is God giving me gout, because it's my leg. God doesn't want me to walk that way with Fred. And then I told Andrew the whole story of what my encounter with Fred for the same trip. He wanted both of us to go on, and what later happened. And he said, we've got to learn to listen to how God speaks, even when he gives us gout. We're going to stop for morning tea, and I wanted to throw out some testimonies and stories